So I was just in the garden and I regularly check our cellar shafts if anything has fallen in, because as you can see this hole right there, because especially now like in May and June there tend to be frogs down there that fall down, and there is a sand lizard right there. You can see him digging. He's trying to get out. So there he is, digging. So yeah, I'm gonna get him out of there. Yeah, so now I've just rescued him from that chute there. So as I said, it's a sand lizard. Its Latin name is Locator agilis. So they're found across Europe and also in parts of Asia. Yeah, they inhabit like grass and heathlands and like coastal dunes. So they like rocks and sand. So this is like our stone garden part in the garden, and we've also got the wall there with little cracks and stuff. So that's probably the reason why he's here, because also under all these stones there's like also a lot of spiders and insects and stuff, and they're carnivores, so they mainly feed on like insects like grasshoppers and spiders and stuff like that. Yet as you can see, it's a relatively small lizard and quite stocky. They grow to about 18 to 20 centimeters in length and about 12 years old, but most of them die because of predation, and they also tend to die during hibernation, so they just don't wake up. Yeah, and they usually have like a light brown color and pretty dull and dark markings down their back. But as you can see, this one, he has got the dark markings on the back, but he's got a bright green color on his sides, and that's because he's a male, and right now it's mating season, or mating season is over, and they do that in order to attract females, so they can be easily spotted by the females, and the females come over and want to mate with them. So yeah, there are reptiles, so they have to warm up during the day, and they tend to hunt when the sun goes down, like in the evening, not at night, but like when there's still a bit of light, but they need the daytime to really heat up, so they can hunt and move around. Yeah, and their brown color usually aids them for camouflage, which they need during the daytime if they're heating up, so no predator comes along, because like they're pretty when they're warming up, they're very slow, and also because of their small size, so they're easy target for things like cats, birds and dogs. These are the main predators that these have to fear. And also one of the biggest threats is habitat loss and destruction done by humans, so it's our fault that these are going extinct, because they're at threat of becoming extinct. They're on the list of endangered species, and they're also protected in Germany and in the UK also, and I don't know about the other countries. Yeah, so they mate in early summer, so that's why he's got his green color on, and they hibernate during the winter. And yeah, as you can see, he's lost part of his tail, so obviously something tried to get hold of him, or he felt threatened. Yeah, he's still pretty sluggish because down there it was pretty cold, so he's not that fast yet. And he's also got pretty long toes, as you can see, also for climbing. Yeah, very cute little lizard. Now I'm gonna take him out. As you can see, really stunning colors. Yeah, so what he's doing now is a threat display with his throat there, trying to make himself look big. And yeah, You can see the claws and sadly the tail. But I think it's already growing back partially. Yeah. Very beautiful, nice lizard. I'm gonna let him go. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna let him go back to the stones. There he goes. So we're here at a lake, and yeah, it's the beginning of June. So the tadpoles that have been laid, these are toad tadpoles from common toads. Latin name is bufo, and yeah, so they're pretty much done with their metamorphosis to becoming a frog. So yeah, as you can see, there's tons of them. And yeah, let's get some. So as you can see, there's hundreds of them, and most of them have already got legs, small legs. So get the mud out of there and let's put them in some clear water. Yeah, so as you can see, all the tadpoles in there, pretty plump little things. All of them have got legs. So yeah, they're gonna become some small toads very soon. And yeah, look for and find a new home, because these toads, they generally don't live much around the water after they've become toads. They live in the wood areas and stuff. They only come to the lake or to a river to mate and to lay their eggs. So yeah, we'll put them back now. So yeah, as you can hear it, now it's calling. And this is a common toad, also known as the European toad. Scientific name is very easy, it's bufo. So yeah, I've just caught this little bugger. It's getting dark now, and it rained today, so it was a bit of wet weather, so that's the reason why they're active probably. So yeah, as you can see, its color is more like a brownish, but it can vary a bit, but not too much. Usually is on the brownish side. Yeah, then here, like, you can see the belly. It's like a bit speckled like that. Its habitat is like woodlands, washes, forests and marshes. And it's nocturnal, so that means that it hunts at night. And it's carnivorous, so it eats insects. And it might also eat like small snakes, something like that, anything it can fit in its mouth. Actually, so they also eat frogs from time to time. And yeah, so they lay their eggs in the water in long strings, and those are known as toad spawn. So if you live in Europe or anywhere other, I think other toads also do it, then you might notice it. Like these long spools in the water in spring. So that's when they lay their eggs. So yeah. And as you can see, it has like webbed feet. So they can handle water and they can swim. So yeah, and up there, as you can see the glands. So yeah, very rubbery. Not too big actually, they get much bigger, so that's why I think this one is a male actually. So yeah, hopping around a bit. So yeah, now I'm just gonna put him back here in this water. This little pond with all the lilies, they like that. So yeah, as you can see, pretty froggy, pretty toad. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. Yeah, so now we're going to try to catch some newts, some alpine newts, because I know they're around here because I've caught them in the past. The sad thing is that all the vegetation that was in here has been removed. But let's hope that there's still some in there. We'll just probably have to dig around a bit. Nothing in this scoop. Let's try again. Nothing. And I've caught one. There it is, covered in mud. Let's give it a quick wash. So, yeah, as you can see, very fat. Obviously this one is a male, because you can see its testicles right there. So, yeah, now we're gonna put him in some clear water, and I'm gonna tell you a bit about these little creatures. Yeah, so these are, like I said, they're alpine newts, and their Latin name is Triton alpestris, I think. Yeah, they're native to Central Europe. They grow up to 12 centimeters long. These are about 10 centimeters, I think. They tend to have like a marble pattern, like as you can see on this one right there, or on that one there in the corner. They have dark spots along their sides and along their tails, and also on their feet, as you can see. Just gonna coax this one out a bit. Don't know, hope you can see it a bit, like on his sides. And of course, the fastest way to identify them also is their red belly. Yeah, the males have like a low, smooth, yellowish crest with black spots during the breeding season, which is right now, so I don't know if you can see it, but they actually have like a small crest on their backs. Yeah, for living they favor like wooded areas, because when it's not breeding season they don't really live in the water, because the water is like where they gather to breed. And when they're in a pond, they want a pond with dense vegetation and no fish, and they also tend to come back to an area, to a pond that they know. So that's why, although there's not too much vegetation in this pond where I just caught them sadly, they do come back. And they also favor ponds with no fish, because fish are obviously predators that will eat them or their babies. Yeah, they are nocturnal, so they come out at night and hunt. So their food, like especially of the adults, are insects, because they hunt, yeah, on the ground, like and from their babies they eat like larvae from like flies and stuff like that. Yeah, they emerge from hibernation early spring, and that's when they usually gather to mate. The females can lay up to 200 eggs per year, which is quite a large number considering how small these creatures are. Yeah, they mature at about 2 to 3 years old, and yeah, these are all mature. And yeah, also as you can see on these, sadly they're all males. Haven't been able to catch a female in this pond, because as you can see they have testicles. Yeah. And their predators for the adults are birds, hedgehogs, rats, snakes, and obviously big fish, like for example a pike or a bass. And their fry gets eaten by like dragonfly larvae, adult newts, and fish. So obviously they're cannibals, because they will eat their own fry. And what's also very interesting is that you can see the whole different kind of range of pattern and colors that they have. Considering that they're all the same species. And yeah, as you can see, they're very happy in the water, although they have to come up to breathe, to take a breath, which they sometimes do. So yeah, Yeah, they have this gorgeous orange belly and the spots on the sides. Yeah, their tail is quite flat, so they are very good swimmers. But yeah, when they're adults, they also live on land, and yeah, but then of course they need moisture and also like a pond or water in order not to dry out, because then they'll die. So yeah, very fun little critters. One of the things that you can find here also in Germany, and yeah. So yeah, now I'm just looking around the reeds for some frogs, because like under the grasses. Oh wait, I just caught something. Sadly not very big. So yeah, what I'm doing now is I'm holding it a safe way for me and the frog so it can't escape, holding it by the legs. Just for you herpers, a little tip from me. Yeah, it's a marsh frog. Yeah, it's a green frog. There's 3 different species of green frog, but this one is a marsh frog. You can see that from the spots and also from the greenish color. And yeah, it's not very big, they grow much larger. So yeah, they're very good jumpers and very good swimmers as well. So as you can see here, it's got the webbed legs, so it's got webbing between its fingers or its toes. Yeah, and they're very aquatic, so they live right by the water. They generally, when they sit on the shore, they sit with their faces towards the water, so if a disturbance, something comes along, then they just jump into the water. So yeah, white belly, and as you can see, very big muscles here on the legs, so very good jumpers. Yeah, they feed mainly on invertebrates, and yeah, their predators that they have to fear is the same as the newts that I told you. So also like yeah, big fish and hedgehogs, stuff like that, because at night they do come out, so they're nocturnal mostly. So yeah, very nice frog. And now we're gonna put him back so you can see how good they swim. Oh, one more feature. You can see their eyes are located at the top of their head. So when they're in the water, then their eyes can look out of the water and their body is submerged, just like a crocodile. So yeah, now we're gonna put him back and let him swim away. So as you can see, he swims right off. Very big strokes with his legs and swims right back to the shore and hides in the brush. So there's a frog right here sitting at this pond, at the side of this pond. And now I'm gonna try to catch it. So yeah, let's catch it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so it's just another marsh frog, as like the other one that I caught in the big lake. Yeah, as you can see, spotted underside, webbed back feet. Very good swimmers, very good jumpers. So yeah, now I'm just gonna let him go back. Yeah, so although not a herp, still pretty cute. Right now, still pretty cute and also very interesting. While trying to catch some frogs, I accidentally caught a small baby pike, which you can see right there. So yeah, once they're grown up, this is the predator that newts and frogs have to fear. So right now you might say, oh, it's very cute and stuff like that, but yeah, at that size they're just cannibals. So if another pike comes along, even if it's the same size as this one, he'll eat it. So yeah, survival of the fittest. So yeah, when they're that small, you can see like they have this like stripe pattern on their sides. Still pretty transparent, so you can see everything. You can even see the brain if you look closely up there. So yeah, but to the fish, they've got a pretty broad snout, so they can open their mouth very wide and swallow big prey. But yeah, just thought I'd show you this one because this is the one that'll eat the frogs and the newts. So we are here at the lake of one of my friends, and we were just actually feeding the fish, and I caught something. I caught a grass snake. So this is one of the biggest snakes that can be found in Europe. Usually gets to like 70 to 100 centimeters in length. So this is just like a juvenile. You can identify it by the yellow and black necklace behind the head. And it also has round pupils. It's pretty feisty and it's not used to humans, so that's understandable. It's got round pupils, and that's how you can distinct them from like adders and like venomous snakes in Europe. Because yeah, the venomous snakes in Europe, they have like oval pupils, and it also has a olive green coloration. Yeah, so these snakes, they prefer like mainly like wet areas where there's a lake and stuff, because they mainly feed on amphibians like frogs, toads, newts. They also eat fish, and also sometimes they eat mice and baby birds, but that's quite rare. So yeah, it's a very nice snake. I'm very happy that I caught it. Just gonna show you the underside. It's like black with a bit of white on the sides. And yeah, the main predators that this snake has to fear are mainly like predatory birds, things like foxes, raccoons, and if it's in the water, then a pike or a big trout also might catch it. So yeah, very happy about this find, because they're fairly rare and I don't come upon many reptiles here. So yeah, now I'm just gonna put him back. So yeah, I don't only enjoy reptiles, but I also enjoy baby birds. Look at this bird. Yeah, I can't tell you what it is, but yeah, climbed all the way up into this tree. Ground is down there somewhere. Yeah, so little cute birdie right there. I'm in Corfu, Greece, and the first thing I caught at the wall of our little bungalow here is this Turkish, or also called a Mediterranean house gecko. As you can see, it's pretty pale in color, and its skin is also like slightly translucent, so you can see his insides a bit. Yeah, it's covered in numerous bumps, like a bit like a leopard gecko would have him. And he has these brown patches on his back, and his tail has like brown bands, as you can see. But this one's actually a pretty small specimen. They get a bit bigger than this. So he has this adhesive pads on his fingers, which enable him to climb on walls and glass and stuff like that. But like his Latin or yeah, like his Latin name suggests, hemidactylus means half finger. So he only has this pads half the way of his fingers. He's nocturnal, that's why he's got these big eyes. He eats insects and also likes to hunt around like veranda lights and stuff like that. That's why they also hang around, out around houses, because they're the lights that the moths come to and stuff like that. They mature at about 8 months, and the females lay clutches of 2 eggs up to 3 times a year. Their range, they're very common across the Mediterranean basin. and they go as far east as Egypt and Turkey. So they inhabit mostly coastlines like rocky hillsides, scrubland, salty marsh. And they used to live in cliffs and caves, but now they've adapted very well to human development. So they live on the walls of buildings and hide in the crevices during the day. They only have little threats because they've adapted very well to humans. The only thing that might disturb their population a bit is the disruption from tourist resorts or the capture for the pet trades, because as you can see, it's a really beautiful gecko. Yeah, not really too big, nice gecko, really beautiful, so who wouldn't want one of those as a pet? So yeah, that's actually a bad thing. So yeah, now I'm gonna just release him. So now I've just caught a blue-throated keeled lizard. This is the most common lizard on Corfu. Its habitat is a Mediterranean type shrubby vegetation like rocky areas, arable land, pasture land, plantation, rural gardens, urban areas, stuff like that. And that means like hedges and yeah, walls and ruins, stuff like that. Its maximum size is about 25 centimeters, and I think he's about there. Let's get this into focus. So yeah, as you can see, pretty nice lizard. They can easily be identified by these keeled scales. Wait, let it focus. There you can see him. Very nice lizard. This is a male. Especially during the breeding season, they have this blue throat. They've also got some nice orange on there. So yeah, pretty nice lizard. They like to climb. They're very easily frightened, so it was very hard catching this one. I tried to catch about 10 before this one. Yeah, they're not often kept in captivity because they're protected, have a protected status. And yeah, the females lay 2 to 4 eggs. And sometimes they lay eggs 2 times, so one time in early spring and one time in early autumn. So yeah, very awesome lizard. Tries to bite, very angry, and now I'm just gonna put him back. So yeah, so this is where I caught him, just this wall here, and there's a lot of them over there as well, like all over here. So yeah, let's put him down. So yeah, I was just going to put him back, and he dropped his tail, sadly, as you can see. But they do that. That's their defense mechanism, of course. It wiggles around and gets the attention of the predator. But it'll grow back, no worries. But yeah, just thought I'd show it to you. I always try to put as little stress as possible on these animals, but doesn't always work, sadly. So yeah, but he's gonna live, no problem, no doubt about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna put him back. So now let's release him, little booger. So yeah, as you saw, runs right off, it's just fine. Yeah, so hope you enjoy this. So yeah, just thought I'd show you this. This is another male right there. I can see the blue throat, and this is where they live. So this is just a big wall with vines, I think grapes or something growing, and it's right next to a road. So because like their natural habitat, like shrubland, stuff like that, that has all gone. And being yeah, buildings have been built there, so now they're living on walls and stuff like that. And he's off. That was my intention, though. I try to scare him to show you just how fast these are. So you can imagine how hard it was for me to capture that first one.